What up, y'all? I hope you're doing well. We're here for our weekly energy oracle forecast where we're going to take a look at the week ahead and see what kind of spiritual energy the universe has in store for us this week. We had a jumper while I was shuffling. Ooh, beginning. We're definitely in the early stages of a huge new beginning. This is a cycle that we've all been anticipating together for the last couple of years. And so I think that a lot of us believed that last year was going to feel more like the beginning. But last year was like the limbo. It was like 2022 was like clear the ground, make the major changes. And in 2023, we were all like, yeah, new start. But 2023 was just like a year at like a layover. Essentially, it was a year of preparation. It was a year of, it was a limbo year where a lot was healing, coming together, changing. We were gathering our strengths and resources and wherewithal. And so now we're at the literal launch point of this new beginning that we have been doing all this work towards. And so it's really important to be mindful of the quality of your consciousness right now. the beginnings, the consciousness that you're in when you are at the beginning of things, that's the seed level that you're building with. So you want that to be in a high state, a high vibrational state, the consciousness of building, of creating, of sharing. You want to have a consciousness that's in affinity with the light of the creator. You want to be in cause consciousness. You want to be in free will. You don't want to be in effect consciousness. You don't want to be, in a reactive state when you're, taking actions and making choices right now. So we're at the beginning of a cycle where we have a chance to really start fresh and start embodying like these lessons and this wisdom and all the discernment that we've been, trying to accrue over the years or however long that you've been, involved with your spiritual practice. And so we're trying to put those lessons into practice and, start having affinity with this higher self within us, right? And the more that we have affinity with that higher self, the more we share affinity with the light. That puts us in alignment with a path that's divinely guided and supported and inspired and will lead us towards our greatest fulfillment, our greatest potential. It's not going to be without challenge. It's not going to be without, ups and downs and hard times. But the more that we have certainty in the creator, the less we feel those ups and downs. It's like when life is serving you ups and downs, you're just like kind of gliding through it. Like either way, I'm good. It's neither here nor there, right? And so celebrating this new beginning, very exciting. But yes, definitely intentional about being present and aware of our consciousness at this moment. And anything that we can do to overcome our small ego selves, the ego attachments, when we can really overcome things that are difficult for us to overcome, it like opens us up for immediate manifestations, immediate miracles, because you're doing the act of spiritual alchemy to change yourself in that moment. And so it's breaking down the negativity, but it's releasing all this energy that can be redirected into, blessing and goodness. Okay, so hold on. I saw, okay, we've got quite a mixed bag coming out. We've got, here's the beginning, and then we started talking about being very conscious about our seed level right now. Where is our consciousness? What is the state of our consciousness? And the more that we overcome those ego tendencies, the more we open ourselves up to miracles and manifestations. Next cards that came out were anger and sorrow. So these are the feelings or the manifest traits that are lingering within us that are having an effect on our progress and our potential. They're having, they're starting to have an effect on our new beginning. or we're being shown our anger and sorrow now so that they don't get woven into this new beginning. So we don't have to keep repeating the same experiences that keep perpetuating, cycles of sorrow and anger, right? It's like, what is triggering your sadness, your sorrow? What's triggering your anger? We need to embrace these moments when we're triggered, because those are the opportunities that we have to really inspect what's going on beneath the surface. Today, I had a trigger that came up, and it was like in real time. I was struggling not to be reactive. I didn't know which action was the right one to take, that Creator would have me take. And it was all very emotionally triggering, and it was triggering, anger in me and some of my other things. And so I prayed in that moment. I was like, dear God, give me the strength not to pop off, not to do anything reactive. And also not to be too passive if I need to speak up, or not to pop off if I need to bite my tongue. Help me, intervene for me, get me through the situation, give me your will, let me be within your will, but I don't know what the right call is here. And within moments, some other third party intervened, took care of the whole situation, and I never had to say a word. And I didn't have to, make a stand or anything like that. It was like it all got taken care of for me. But I knew literally in real time as it was happening, oh my God, I'm being so triggered right now. I'm trying not to do this. I'm trying not to pop off. Please, God, what do you want me to do here? Please help me. And he did. He, she, they, all of it, not anthropomorphized, but, just for the sake of ease. So yeah, and in real time, it resulted in a manifestation that that was on the line at the moment. And so I was just like, wow, it was like real time. It was like, oh, trigger, overcome the trigger, overcome my ego attachment, put my pride and whatever, all these feelings aside, and just control myself. And then boom, manifestation happened. So we've been talking about recently that there is these deep buried emotions that are coming up to the surface that you may not even be really feeling anymore. There have been cards talking about heartbreak and sorrows that are lingering beneath. And a lot of me, myself included, some of the others I've talked to, it's we don't have any prominent, fresh disappointment or sorrow that's, really bothering us. It's we've faced a lot of this already. We've done a lot of this work, there's not a lot that's really mysteriously, not a lot of, it doesn't seem like I'm being triggered in this way of anger, or having deep hostility where I don't know where it's coming from, right? And so because we've done so much work to heal and it's not bothering us anymore, it doesn't mean that there's not some subconscious programming still lingering as a result of these wounds, right? It's we may not be actively triggered anymore, but these are still affecting us out of our awareness. So when you're not feeling the trigger, it takes work to go searching for it, right? Or, you can set your intention, you can tell your subconscious before you go to sleep, hey, show me the sorrow that's lingering, that's causing a cloud to hang over me, that's holding me back from, resonating with higher energy that I can align with higher things for myself. But what's keeping me down? What is it that I'm not seeing that I need to address, or that I need to give its due and grieve out that sorrow that's still there? So, you might be able to get some information about that in your dreams. Same for the anger. It's ask yourself, your subconscious, your soul, before you go to sleep, show me where this anger is coming from. What do I need to do to resolve the root of this anger and change that, so that I'm not an angry person, so that I'm not living, in sadness and in a sorrowful state all the time. So yes, it's not awesome to see these cards come up, but I feel that we're in danger of skating over these things because everything's fairly, comfortable. It's not actively, stirred. And so we don't want this lingering in our new beginning. We'd rather get it over and out of our system, right? So this week, don't bemoan anything that's triggering your sorrow or your anger. Instead, lean in to the discomfort and explore it all you can to try to resolve it, to try to leave it in the past. Because as we do that, and this is another card that's been very prominent recently, is the theme of fire, like getting our fire back, reigniting our fire. It's like we may not be outright depressed. We may not be outright sad about something. We may be like the same old, a little bit pissed off that we always are, right? But there's something about it that's smothering our fire, right? It's like almost like a low grade depression that's almost like beyond our perception, but it's affecting our productivity. It's affecting our quality of life. It's affecting our motivation and our, connection with what gives us joy and excitement and passion. So the more that we offload these, the more we will reignite our passion and our excitement and our enthusiasm and our energy and, optimism and, just readiness to face the day. Honestly, it's just like, you can get to a point of mental burnout where you're just like so tired and you're just so over it. Right? And you don't even realize it until you just find yourself subtly avoiding things. And you're not even noticing your own avoidance, right? And that's why it's important to dig this up and not just let it sit there and go, untreated, because it's still affecting us and it's having an effect on our passion and our ability to grow. And, as we heal and as we come back to life and as we reignite these fires within, these fires of creativity and enthusiasm and excitement, it's like we're reconnecting with our dreams and like we're being inspired again, and our minds are full of ideas and creative, thoughts and visions. It's like, it's so... when you've been kind of down in the dumps, or like you've been trying to get over someone, and then one day you wake up and you're just like, you feel better and you feel like you've been released and you're free, and it's never has the same hold on you again. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm just so joyous. Oh, wow. I'm so having so much fun. And, and you're carefree. You're not thinking about anything. And then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, would that be a great idea? Like you get all these ideas that start coming to you. It's like when we're in that free, happy-go-lucky, impassioned state with life. It's not like when we're sitting around going, oh, I need an idea. I need to come up with something. I need a breakthrough. I need my genius. Where is it? I need to tap into my subconscious. It's like when you're out and you're like free and you're having fun, your thoughts are on other things. So I think that this is going to be overall a positive, good week, and it's going to be helping us turn the corner into a new season of our lives, into a new beginning. So just remember that when the anger and the sorrow come up this week, there's nothing wrong. It's actually an opportunity. It's an opportunity. Think about it. It's like maybe the universe is like, hey, something really good wants to come in. But if you can just offload a little bit of your sorrow and your anger, then you'll vibrationally, you'll go up a little bit, like on the vibrational thermostat. And then you'll be able to resonate with this. This manifestation coming in, this is at a nice, comfortable 72 degrees. Your vibration right now is at a cool 32. We need to warm you up a bit. So we need you to offload some of this. We need to make you aware of this. And sometimes what helps us purge our negativity, what helps us purify and cleanse our negativity, is aggravating situations, public humiliation. That clears a lot. Like think about the scales back here. Like your darkness, you're offloading it onto the side of the goodness, right? public humiliation, people talking bad about you, pain, illness, difficult challenges and processes. That helps you purify your negativity. Giving, sharing, giving to charity, tithing, doing acts of service and kindness, especially when you don't feel like it. Like, the more you have to go outside of your comfort zone and you're like, this is not my thing, I'm not good at this, the harder it is and the worse you don't want to do it, that's more points, right? So when you are triggered this week and you're like, I'm so mad, I want to say something, this person, or whatever it is, or oh my God, I'm so sad, I've resigned myself to despair, I'm in sorrow, I'm in the depths of despair, I'm giving up. Like, as long as you don't give up, as long as you don't pop off, like you restrict, pray for the strength, pray for the clarity, pray for the guidance to get through the moment. Ask, dear God, please, I want to do the thing that you want me to do right now. I know that it'll lead me in the best direction. I just don't know what that thing is. Can you please help me, intervene, assist me in some way? And let me know this week. Come back to this video and comment and let me know what happens to you when you're triggered this week. And if you can remember in real time to put a straitjacket on yourself and put a gag in your mouth and don't say anything, pause. What a pleasure. Why is this in my movie? Right? Because the absolute faith and certainty level we can get to it's called emunah. That's the Hebrew word. And it is faith beyond reason. And that is the kind of certainty we're talking about. And certainty isn't that I know everything's going to work out just the way I want it to. That's not certainty. And certainty isn't even I know how everything's going to play out. That's not certainty either. Certainty is no matter what the situation is that I find myself in, I choose to believe that this situation has been brought to me by the Creator. Number 2, that this is ultimately good, or it can be, and it's for my good. And number 3, that the reason, whatever this is happening for right now, is to actually help me change something inside of myself. It's not about the other person. It's not about whether they're right or wrong. It doesn't matter if they are so wrong and they're sinfully wrong and they are way off base and they're from the pits of hell. They're evil. This situation that I am in was allowed and sponsored by the Creator. It is playing out for the purpose of helping me see things inside of myself that I can change, that can be transformed, that can be elevated still. And no matter what happens, this situation can have good in it. We can mine the good out of it. We can find it. We can perceive and choose to find the good in the situation. And it's so funny because during like Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah and Sukkot, we were talking about the kind of message of the year going forward. And one of the things that we were, hoping to do at the Kabbalah Center as students and everything, as in a unified consciousness, we were all like, this year, we want to spend this year face to face with the Creator, not with our face to the back of the Creator, and God forbid, back to back to the Creator. When you're back to back with the Creator, it means that you have no certainty. All you can see is darkness. You have no idea why anything's happening. You can't understand. You're in complete darkness and confusion. You can't see the good in anything. You can't see the purpose. You feel completely victimized and powerless and set upon by the world. And there's nothing you can do about it. That's what you think. So you're totally disconnected with the light of the Creator in that moment. Now, when you are facing the back of the Creator, that means that in the moment, you were afraid, you couldn't figure out what was going on during the challenge. You were confused and you were lost in the moment. But then after the moment, upon hindsight, you're like, oh, I can see how God was moving in my life during all that. I can see how, even though that was a brutal time, what I gained from it, you know? So on hindsight, it's like being in the house and then like somebody being like, the creator's here, and you're like, no, you're fucking with me. And they're like, no, for real. And you look back and you're like, oh my God, wait, you're right, the creator is here. And you run in and you're like, I want to meet the creator. And the person's like, sorry, you just missed the creator, he's already gone. Like, you're a little too late. Like, he was here, but you didn't recognize creator when creator's in the house. So it's like, you don't see the creator in the situation, but later on, after reflecting on it, you can understand more. And then face to face with the creator is being in the midst of the challenge, being in the middle of the storm, and being able to say, okay, this is total shit. Oh, I'm angry, I'm hostile, I'm sad about this. This is like tearing me apart. But dear God, I know that there is a reason that this is happening. And I know that this could actually reveal a miracle for me. And if I use this moment wisely to transmute my own evil, my own darkness, my own, negativity inside and break it open, then I can actually maybe up level. I might actually get a manifestation that I wanted for so long. I might merit a whole nother life. Every time we make those changes within us and we heal a part of our ego, we shift our destiny. It's like there was a script written for tomorrow's episode. And depending on when you popped off today or when you resisted the urge, your script is being rewritten with all those choices. And so you make these decisions and, maybe instead of popping off, you restrict. And then the next day, instead of going through this painful situation, like the next day you were going to get a flat tire, but now you don't. You don't get the flat tire. You may never know that you didn't get a flat tire, right? I use this example. This is real. I've been trying to manifest $1,000 tip through the Christmas holidays. And it's been like, I wanted it during the Christmas holidays, but I'm not going to put that kind of, it can come anytime, right? I'm not picky. I can get that $1,000 tip anytime. And it's not that this $1,000 tip, it's not like the 20% of the check. Like, it wouldn't be, it has to be like, whoa, oh my gosh, above and beyond. Like, this is $1,000 tip. It seems like that is unrealistic. I will tell you this. This was after the holidays. This was like even maybe after New Year's. But in the last couple of weeks at work, it was within 1 week, 2 girls got $1,000 tips at my restaurant. The first night was at the beginning of the week, and the girl on the table next to my section got a $1,000 tip. And they're all like, wow, I got $1,000 tip. I can't believe this. Like, I deserve this. Whoa, how did this happen? And I'm like, this happened because I've been manifesting this $1,000 tip, and because I was triggered at the beginning of the shift, and I could have just tied up myself and tied my mouth shut and not said anything, but I said something. I popped off. $1,000 tip over the person that didn't pop off, over the person who's lazier, doesn't do as good of a job, is not as good of a salesperson, but they didn't have hard feelings towards someone. Even though was justified, it totally, if you knew, you'd be like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter. I could have changed my destiny that night. I could have been triggered and been like, you know what? Dear God, help me see this differently. Holy Spirit, please help me see this person with compassion and love. I may have gotten my $1,000 that night. And I thought about it, and I knew at the end of the night, I was like, you know what? I thought back, I was like, this is because that one little part of the night, I could not hold my tongue, and I had to vent to someone. It wasn't even like I was like, making it a big, it was just like to this, like a confidant friend. It's like venting. Had I not vented, I might have gotten $1,000. Fast forward, at the end of that same week, same trigger, I thought about it and I was like, just don't say anything. Just keep it in, just hold it in. Try to shift your perspective. And I think I said something. I think I vented a little bit to someone again, and it was just like an even more minor comment. And at the end of that night, another chick was like, oh my God, I got $1,000 tip. I can't believe it. Where did this come from? Oh. And then she had the nerve to like sit there and complain that her like gigantic large party was like there just a little bit, like was like lingering around too late. And I'm just like, oh my God. Can't believe that. So again, twice in 1 week, my $1,000 manifestation ended up in somebody else's hands. They're just like, oh, where did this come from? And I'm like, it came from me because I wanted the satisfaction of being self-righteous and venting innocently, right? We all think it's innocently. It's not as innocent as you think. Because what if I hadn't said that? What if I had gotten $2,000 tips in 1 week? Can you believe that? So it's like, think about what it's costing you next time you get triggered, next time you want to go back into like an old pattern, right? Ask yourself, is this worth falling out of affinity with the light? Is this worth me playing out the same fate? Or do I want to shift my destiny today? Because every time we go against that small little ego self, we shift our destiny and we go into a new timeline. The episode can be rewritten in seconds, in an instant. It can be written today. When I didn't add my 2 cents in and I refrained, that destiny was shifted within 30 seconds. Less than a minute, maybe 45 seconds, but it was less than 1 minute. No joke. So again, dreams are waiting for us. They are begging to come through, right? We just have to get our fire stoked again. We've just got to get our fire started. There's still just a little bit of anger and sorrow that's just sort of the dust under the rug, the little details that we need to do that spring cleaning, right? For our new beginning. Big, great, beautiful things are coming. Huge new opportunities and experiences are on the horizon. And, you know, I've been doing the 2024 prediction series and we're up through April. And it just seems like this is kind of going to be a quiet winter quarter. And when spring comes, things will start, you know, percolating and moving and showing signs of life again. All right, y'all. Good luck this week. Remember, when you're triggered, just straitjacket, stuff something in your mouth, gag yourself. Don't do anything except for pray. Pray out loud to the Creator for help to help you navigate the situation. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Y'all let me know what's happening with you in the comments. All right, ciao.